Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And first of all, I need to thank you all for the first two videos reaching almost 1,000 views. It really means a lot to me. And as a surprise for you guys, as I mentioned in my story, I've got something amazing lined up for you and something very unexpected. I've got an interview with the one and only Harshvardhan Kapoor.
Hey man, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming onto my channel, Harsh. It really means a
Anytime,
lot.
anytime.
So the first question I had to ask you, Harsh, is obviously how did you get into football? Like, how did you start watching it, and did you ever play it?
Well, I just kind of remember being 9 years old and just being a kid coming back from school, and at the time, obviously, like Star is still covering all of the Premier League football and stuff. So I don't know. I just started kind of watching it one day, and I just found the sport to be really exhilarating and end to end. And I was big into cricket. I'm still very into cricket as well. But then football was just kind of this alternative dimension, and it wasn't what it is in the country today. So it was just kind of a fun thing to get into that I was really entertained by, and then obviously, I started watching United and the way that they played, and those were the days of Beckham, Scholes, and
Absolutely.
Rude, and all of those players, and then we just had such a fantastic team, and I kind of caught on to it very quickly, and it's been over 20 years, 22 years now.
So who's your favorite player at United?
I'm a big fan of Harry Maguire, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something that I haven't heard from many United fans.
Yeah, no, because I was a big fan of him when he was at Leicester, and when we signed him, I just kind of knew that he was going to just really add a lot of composure to the way that we play. He's a leader. He has great ability on the ball. He comes out with the ball. He can carry the ball, and he's fantastic in the air. And he's just the kind of player that we really, really needed. And obviously, he kind of came, had some good games, had some not so good games. And I'm very vocal on Twitter and stuff. So there was a lot of fans that were like, oh, he's overpriced and he's not. We could have gotten better.
Yeah, it
and
was
stuff.
an expensive signing. It was the
It
most
was an
expensive
signing, but I kind of knew even before the Euros and before he had a very good season last season.
Absolutely.
And I kind of knew before that, even as if you go back to some of my old tweets and stuff, I was always a very big fan of Harry Maguire, and I kind of knew he was the right person to lead this team. And I hope now with the with Bruno and Sancho and Varane and all of the we have such a good 11 now at least. That they can all stay fit and get closer to kind of winning this year.
So it's funny you said that. My next question was about Sancho and Varane.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the window United has had so far? And if yes, why? And if no, why?
Yeah, very happy so far. I think there's still work to be done. I hope we can sell a couple of players and
Get rid of the deadwood.
Get rid of the deadwood, and I mean it's I think it's I think it's disrespectful maybe to say deadwood, because like Lingard, Pereira, I think they're very talented, gifted
Agree,
players.
I completely agree.
and
I
they-
don't think many of them are deadwood. I think what I consider as deadwood in the United team would be like players like Phil Jones
Yeah.
and players who don't play. I mean, I wouldn't consider Dalot as deadwood as well.
Absolutely,
because
yeah.
He's sellable.
No, Dalot I think also got a lot of potential. He's great going forward. I think if he just needs time to develop the defensive side of his game, and then he can be a top fullback. But I don't know if he's going to have the time to do that at United. So
Absolutely.
maybe it's best. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if we're going to end up signing Trippier, but if we don't, I think Dalot will probably stay and get games. But I think Lingard, he was one of the best players in the Premier League towards the end of last season at West Ham. So it just shows the ability that he has. But we have Bruno Fernandes, we have Donny van der Beek, we have a lot of number 10s at the club.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if he'll get the kind of game time that he deserves.
And also, he's in his prime now, right? So he deserves
Yes.
like playing week in, week out like he did for West Ham over the 6
he's
months.
not a kid anymore, So
Absolutely.
let's see how that plays out. But I hope we can get a holding midfielder that can kind of dictate the pace and the tempo of a game. Like we had, Michael Carrick was very different in a way where he was very progressive. He always got the ball and looked to pass it forward, looked to start an attack, and when we turned over possession, we had always had quick players in wide positions like Ronaldo, Rooney, etc. So that that ball over the top, that quick distribution to kind of turn defense into attack. I think we're kind of lacking that one player. Maybe if Matic was 24 or 25 years old, he would be the perfect player, but he's obviously at the tail end now.
Correct.
So he's still a useful member of the squad, but maybe somebody like, if whether you want to, get Ruben Neves, who's done it in the Premier League, or you want to get Camavinga and kind of make sure that he fulfills his potential.
So people say that Camavinga is too young because he's 17. He won't be able to do it in the Premier League yet. Do you agree with that? Or
No, I think age it's very subjective. I think there are some players like Rooney and Ronaldo, Rashford.
Yeah.
All of these players have, they've been delivering at a young age.
Very young age.
19, 20, 21, 22, and
Messi also, for that matter.
yeah, I mean, if you're truly, and I think maybe what the scouts have seen is that this guy's truly got unbelievable potential.
He's scored a goal for France at such a young age.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, and with the situation with his contract, I think United are probably seeing it as a situation where if we don't get him now, then
We're never getting him.
then next season
Yeah.
everybody will want him and it'll become very, very tough. So, the thing is, even if you get Camavinga, you still have Fred, you still have Matic, you still have
Correct.
McTominay. It's not like you don't have any players.
Correct.
They're all capable. So I think it does kind of make a lot of sense. I don't think we have the money after what we've done to go and get somebody like Declan Rice.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I think it's the best thing.
Lots of money spent by United already.
Lots of money spent.
Highest spenders in terms of net spend
Yeah.
this summer.
Yeah.
As yet.
Yeah.
So my next question is actually a little bit about your Premier League predictions. I know it's a little early, but I wanted to ask you, where do you think United are going to end up finishing? Do you think they can challenge for the league this year?
I think top two, but I think we'll win the league this season.
You think you're going to
Yeah.
win the league?
I think. See, obviously I'm hopeful and optimistic, but then again, I didn't say that last season.
Correct.
I think I honestly think it'll come down to all of our players that our first 11 staying fit.
Correct.
I think it also comes down to what we do in the remaining couple of weeks of the window.
Correct.
That combined with how many of Aaron, Maguire, Varane, Shaw, these players can stay. Because I think we're in a place, let's say for example, if Shaw gets injured for 6 months, I don't think we win the league.
Correct.
If Maguire gets injured, if City have maybe John Stones out, they can still win the league.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
they have two
the
players per position. City have two good
Yeah.
players per position.
So we can't
that's-
compete with them financially. We can't compete with what they've built in terms of a squad yet. But I think our first 11 can give them a run for their money.
That's great. I mean, that's a very optimistic approach, but
Yeah.
that's a lot of United fans are also optimistic about the fact that you've gotten in a World Cup winner at the back, Varane,
Yeah.
who's very experienced, 28 years old. So I wanted to ask you, you think that Maguire and Varane would be good partners for each other?
Yeah, I think
and complement each other?
Varane's got a lot of pace. I think he's got experience. I think he's has this incredible stat of playing in 13 or 14 finals and winning all of them, which is really important for us because we've lost a lot of big games recently. And just that pedigree, that determination to win, knowing how to win, more than just what he can do kind of on the pitch as well, is really going to do fantastically for our team. And I mean, historically, you've seen it with Van Persie, with Cantona. Whenever we get proven players in their
Yeah.
prime, it lifts everybody in the club.
Correct.
And
And also his leadership, right?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, with Varane, I've seen with Ramos as a partner, he was a very good leader at the back with Ramos.
yeah,
They both led from the front. So yeah. And another question I had for you is actually in general about football. And I want to ask you, what do you think about Indian football? I know this is something that must be getting asked you a lot. So I want to know your views on Indian football right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there's a lot more people playing football. It's definitely something that's progressing and developing, and hopefully we can start competing as a team. In bigger tournaments soon. But I think the future is very bright. I mean, our generation and my generation and your generation are football obsessed.
Absolutely.
We didn't have that 10, 20 years ago with our parents' generation.
Correct.
So that I think that tells you everything we need to know.
That's that with your acting and with all the work you're doing, it must be very difficult to cope up with all the football that you're watching. So how do you do it?
Well, I think we kind of have like a bit of a sporadic job. So sometimes you're shooting movies non-stop for a couple of months and then you're not filming at all, So, when I'm kind of on set and stuff, obviously I can't watch games, but I don't really miss games. I try and do the best I can. Obviously, you can stream everything
Yeah, on your phone.
and
Yeah.
stuff now. So, but yeah, I mean, now I'm not filming. I have a film coming out in the winter that's complete. So I'm waiting for the season to start, and I think it's a great time to watch football. Actually, might even now that we're on the amber list and not on the red list anymore, and I have a UK visa, I might actually go out there.
Oh, that's perfect. So my next question was actually about Old Trafford and your experience at Old Trafford.
Yeah, incredible. I've been there many times.
I know that.
I've been
seen
there.
that on your social media.
Yeah, I've been there. I saw a game with Henrik Larsson and Rooney and Ronaldo.
Wow.
I think it was Watford. I think we beat them 4-0 many years ago. I also was there for the Barcelona, the Champions League semi-final.
Wow.
when Scholes scored and we won the Champions League against Chelsea. And yeah, I unfortunately was there for the game when we got knocked out by Sevilla when Jose was in charge. So I've been there a couple of times. But what I also do is I go to London, and then because obviously so many clubs are in London,
Yeah.
West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so
Okay, okay. So I just wait for the away games, and then it's really easy for me to access North London or West London or whatever. And the UK is quite well built like that. I mean, like even you can take the train to Southampton. You can, so I've been to a lot of away games as well, and I love watching live football.
that's perfect. Okay, my last question for you, Harsh, was actually about your recent film, Ray. First
Yeah.
of all, I have to tell you that I really liked your film, and I
Thanks.
really liked your role in specific. I really liked the role that you did actually.
Sure.
So I wanted to ask you, how was it to do such a tough role, and what were your feelings when you went through it?
Yeah, I just kind of got a call from the director around June or July last year, and it was obviously peak monsoons, and that was the first lockdown.
Yeah.
Right? So at that point, we didn't know if there was going to be a vaccine
Correct.
when there was just complete uncertainty, and I didn't have my own house. I was living with my parents, and I was just very anxious. I was very anxious at the time. Quite low in life, and I just saw it as a great opportunity to kind of use all of my spare energy. And I'm somebody that has always had a lot of belief. I don't know how, but somehow in my ability. So even if I'm one of those crazy people where even if like the world seems like completely like everything seems impossible, I still somehow believe that I'm going to go there and do it.
I think you will.
You know,
I personally
so-
really like the film.
Yeah.
So
So I just kind of spent a lot of time with the material, man, to be honest with you, because there was nothing else to do at that point, right?
Correct.
We couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything. So I took the script, and I have a lot of great acting coaches that I work with, my
Yeah.
teachers. And obviously we weren't meeting anybody at the time because of COVID, so I would get on Zoom with them every day,
yeah.
in the morning and the night, and we would just tirelessly read scenes thousands of times. Once I got completely comfortable with the text, then I would try and act them out in different ways. I would,
In
try,
creative ways, like.
yeah, and just in just different ways to see kind of how it was playing out with the other characters, and my acting coaches would read for the other characters, and I think the character in Ray is kind of a very narcissistic person who's reached a point in life where he's believes he's a good artist, but he's not getting the opportunity because he's so trapped by his stardom and stuff. So I've obviously grown up in the business, and
Absolutely.
I've seen people around me kind of in similar situations. So I just
Mhm.
kind of tapped into that, my own experiences, and by the time I kind of went there, which was in October last year, I was very, very, very prepared. So when you're very prepared, you can then do anything that the director
I
asks you
think
to.
that you did an amazing job,
Thank
Harsh.
you,
I must
thank
tell
you.
you that. Thank you so much, Harsh.
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Cheers.